Hi, everybody. Paul Gray welcoming you to today's version of Convertible Conversations. I want to tell you about another instance, kind of an ongoing instance in my new book, Convertible Conversations, which is a novel about grandparents and a 10-year-old boy who have their lives changed forever by what happened in Hurricane Harvey in Houston earlier this year. One of the things that happened as a result of that, they took their grandson to live with them in another town 3 states away. He'd been there to visit a little bit, but never stayed there, never knew anything about the town or anything. All of a sudden, his life is uprooted, and he's now in a new school. Now, some of us have been to new schools before. Some people have been in the same school district in the same town all their lives. Those of you who've been military kids, you know what it's like to have to move all the time. Well, this boy was 10 years old. He just experienced a horrible tragedy. And a week later, he was in another state, in another house, in another situation, in another school. He was pretty well accepted, very well accepted by people at that school and everything. But one day he had a very unfortunate incident happen where another little boy was dared by some friends to do something really nasty to this little boy who's one of the main characters in the book. But you'll see in the book how God gives him grace, unconditional love, how he eventually ends up becoming friends with that other little boy, and how his grandparents help the little boy's parents, and the whole situation has a great ending. But it's very hard going through it. They go through the hellish darkness as this thing unfolds, but then God works it all for the good, as he always does, for the ultimate reconciliation of all things, ultimate restoration of all things. So again, I'm taking this week to tell you, give you a little taste of what happens in the book Convertible Conversations, so you can get an idea of how I believe God is going to use this book to teach people everywhere about his unconditional love for everyone, and how he helps us all, even through the hellish darkness of bad situations that happen in life. Stuff happens. So again, I hope you'll consider getting one of the books. You can order it at Amazon. You can get it on my website, Grace with Paul Gray, and I'd be glad to sign a copy and get it to you. Thanks for listening today. See you all tomorrow.